Hey guys, how's it going? Today, I'm putting an upgrade on the truck. Let's get started. Today's video is going to be getting this rough country bull bar onto the front of my 2019 5th gen Ram. Alright, we're good to go. Let's get moving. And this is what we're putting on today. And I'm dropping stuff and stuff is tickling my ear. So before I hurt my truck or drop any more stuff, that should be everything. Alright, so looking here, I've got the instructions. Yeah, this is a rough country push bar. Bull bar. This is a bull bar, not a push bar. I want a push bar, but I got this for a great deal, so. Alright, so first off I want to locate the mounting brackets where I'm going to mount this, and it's going to be behind the bumper. But I can't see with all this. I think I'm going to want to figure out how to get this off so I have more room to work with. Alright, so looking here, I've got little screws holding on the plastic part of the bumper to the metal part of the bumper up here. So I'm going to get in here with a little wrench and undo all of these. There's one over here, one here. Seems to be one every 6 inches or so along the entire width of the bumper. Through a bit of trial and error, I realized that the nuts holding on the plastic piece of the bumper that I'm trying to take off, the air dam, is a 10 mil, which luckily I haven't lost yet. Wrench gets this little guy. Interesting. The screw with the nut on it for the air dam faces up, but the screw that holds on the inner wheel well fender sticks out horizontally. It's kind of hard to get a socket wrench here when you have this in the way. So I'm going to fix that. For the record, if you're watching this video, I hope you've already hit that like and subscribe button, because anytime I do work on my truck, I want to make videos like this, how-to videos. And chances are, if you're watching this, you're probably trying to do the same thing as I am. Or you just happen to be a subscriber, which is great. Alright, I got the right fit. It's a 5/16. There are a couple of push pins under here, right here. You know what? I gotta swing by my folks' place and get a jack. Okay. Let's check the alignment. Now, here I made sure that the jack is far enough back so that even if the truck does shift or move or anything like that, it's not going to just slip off that corner, for example. So this should be a pretty secure position. Just making sure everything's secure. Giving it a little shake, because worst case scenario, I damage the truck and I'm not under there. Now, I also made this a little more difficult for myself because I didn't give myself much room on this side. So let's see how I can make this work. All right, that should do it. Now look at all that extra space. That should make things a lot easier. You know, I really do need to lift this truck. All right, let's get back to work. These are the ones I gotta get off. These are 5/16. And I just realized my GoPro is at 4%. So let's hurry this up before the GoPro dies. I'll get it charged up. All right, battery died on the GoPro, so I decided it was a good time to stop, take a break, eat some lunch, and all that. Which way does it need to go? All right, here we go, and I'm stuck. It's attacking me. Okay, here we go. Air dam's off. All right. You know, I think that looks better. All right, so air dam is off. I think it looks better. That thing I'm gonna put in storage, I'm not gonna use. All right, so I'm moving on to the first step of installation. What I did is I had to get one of these brackets with the threaded bolt that's welded onto it and a plastic retainer that helps hold it in place, and install that here. Now this is, the bumper is up here, so this is the front of the vehicle, and then this is the bracket that supports it. So I threaded it there. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to take these two off, and that will make room for this. Alright, so just a second ago I showed you what it looked like before I did anything. And now here's what it looks like with the new part installed. Now from my point of view, this is the new bracket. And that mounts up to the previous bolts that were already here, but you replace the bolts with the ones that were provided by Rough Country because they're a little bit longer than the original ones. So the original ones I'm going to keep just in case. This was previously just an open hole, but they supply you with a bolt, nut, washer, set, all that, so that there's 3 points that this bull bar attaches. Just for a point of reference, here on the passenger side, I have not done it yet, and you can see there's a little hole right here. So the bolt plate goes on this side, poking through, and then that bolt and that bolt get replaced with the new bracket that sticks here. You can see that here on the driver's side. All right, the next step is going to be, now this is the new bracket that I just installed as step 1. The next step is going to be loosening this but not totally taking it off. This support bracket is going to slide in between it and mount up to, I'm not sure how well you can see that, mount up to the bracket that I installed. All right, so this is just gonna have to wait because I am not strong enough to get that bolt off. That thing is on really tight and I'm simply not strong enough or don't have the leverage to get it off, get it loose. So I'm just going to skip that for now and see how it mounts up without it. It looks like there will be plenty of room to install it afterwards, even though it's technically step number 3, I believe, 2 or 3, but I'm going to skip it for now. This bracket should be plenty strong enough to hold that bull bar over there. So I'm just gonna hold off on messing with that body bolt. That's gonna wait off to the side. We'll worry about that later. So now I'm going to install the passenger side. The driver's side was exactly the same way. I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing before I took control. Now I'm going ahead and pre-threading this stuff. It's an 8mm by 35mm bolt with 8mm lock washer and an 8mm flat washer. So that's ready to go. I got a couple of these. All right, now I got those pre-threaded. I'm gonna take these off. Make sure it's going the right direction. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, once they're loose, I can pretty much just do it by hand. This is the new bracket. Make sure that stays in place. All right, and this one goes right through the hole. I'm gonna flatten out this lock washer a little bit. It's too tall. I'm gonna flatten it out just a little bit so I can get the nut on. That should do the trick. Much better. That has resistance, so I'll go ahead and tighten it visibly. All right, that does it there, folks. Got both brackets installed. One there and one there. Alright, so something that the instructions didn't tell me about is the fact that these brackets were not installed on the bull bar already. So I just had to take a few minutes figuring that out, which ones to use. I don't get what's up with all the lock washers, man. I assumed the lock washers went here, but they literally don't fit with the lock washers. So the only way these can fit is with these bolts and a single flat washer. So that's what I did, and I'll check the bolts in a couple thousand miles and make sure they're still tight. But for now, it's all kind of loose, so I can make sure I can make my adjustments since I'm here all by myself. And let's get this mounted up. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead, tighten everything up, and we'll see how it looks after I take that wrap off. And we are done. All right, look at that. Got the push bar installed, and I keep calling it a push bar instead of a bull bar. That is a bull bar. A push bar covers the whole grill, and brush guards cover the lights. You can attach brush guards to a push bar, but you can't put brush guards on a bull bar. That would look kind of funny. But yeah, this looks awesome. Now, there's a couple of notes I want to say. I don't know electrical, so this came with wiring to install on the truck, and it would come out through the grill there, and I would put a switch on the inside of the cab. But I don't know electrical well enough. I knew this would be strong enough to hold on its own, but I couldn't get that bolt loose. Wait a second. I have power tools. I could have done that. Whatever. So I'll take care of that another day. But point is this is strong enough to hold on its own. It's got the main brackets on either side attached to the bumper mounts behind the bumper, so that's good to go. I'll have to add on the attachments later that go behind the bumper and attach to the frame of the truck that are the extra supports. And I'm going to take it somewhere to get the electrical done. But once that's done, I'll post it online. And on that note, we're done today. All right, day number 2. I'm gonna go back and add in those supports that I didn't before, because now I have a impact wrench, and my dad's gonna take a look at the light bar and see why it's rattling. So that's about it though. Okay, so if I didn't point out before, placement is extremely important. I made sure to mount everything up on the frame, not on the body. I'm also leaving the jack under here just as a backup support. Shouldn't be necessary, but just in case. It's rather be safe than sorry. So I tried using this and it wasn't strong enough. So I'm gonna try a breaker bar instead. My neck hurts from yesterday. Oh yeah, this took it easy. Wow. Got it in. Let me show you. Now, you see here, this is the bolt I was trying to get loose before, and I couldn't. But now with the breaker bar, I was able to get it loose, so I was able to fit this bracket in. I'm gonna attach it here. Okay, so just to clarify, I'm going based on the instructions, which say to put the nut on this side with the lock washer and the bolt through this side. It should be about as tight as it was before. And this is much more secure now. Big improvement compared to before. These are definitely required. You should put them on. All right, nice and tight. All right, and that should take care of that. Next, yesterday while driving around, we noticed something rattling, and it turned out to be the light bar. Well, while I was doing all that, my dad took care of that, so that's wonderful. Now we should be ready to mount everything back up again, I think. So let's do that. Yep. No reason for this when this is here. All right, let's finish. Ah.
That'll do it every time.
Yeah.
You got yourself good that time.
Yep.
Shucks.
Yeah, let's take a break for a minute. Let me rinse this out.
You want to turn your camera off?
What's working on a car when you don't have a little bit of blood involved along with the sweat and tears? I'm good. You just got to be careful with your tools. Whatever, I'll be fine.
Never shift your weight in the middle of the job.
Yeah, never shift your weight while you're tightening something down. All right, now we're good as it falls off the jack stands. Yeah, take a step back. Look at it. Look at what it would look like lifted. All right, that does it for today's install, the Rough Country Bull Bar. This was originally intended to be more of an educational how-to video, but the fact that I'm not a handyman and I'm not a mechanic means you probably shouldn't do exactly what I did. Just follow the instructions, talk to a mechanic if you need to, and it's easy to do. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, so have a great day, everyone. See you on the next one.